Max, so you remember that picture? That's down the street at the swimming pool. Took that with the cell phone that took pictures underwater. The one where you and I used to do the little skit where we would pretend like you knocked my cell phone in the swimming pool. We made sure there was a crowd around. And everybody would freak out because they thought my cell phone was ruined. But I remember that picture also because the most dangerous thing about trying to take this was that you and Evan were laughing so hard that I was afraid you were going to swallow water and drown or something. So I thought you'd like to see that maybe. So this is your bathroom and everything's still here. You remember this picture. This is a picture that Tammy took when we were in Hawaii. And interestingly, I had told her, she said she was going to make you kids pose for the picture. And I said, nah, don't. Just take a natural picture, honey. And it turned out that she took a really good picture that was so good that I went ahead and got it framed. There's your room. I thought I'd show you this one again. I know that that's your buddy there in Hawaii. That's you and Evan. And I think that's probably, I don't know, 3.5 years ago maybe. It's amazing how big you've grown. Look at you. It's amazing. It's amazing how quickly you've grown, buddy. So this is the hood. That's the skyscraper you built for me that I asked you to put together when we were in our skyscraper phase. But everything is still the same. There's your Guitar Hero, comic books, and then there's the famous if Dad speaks quietly, Evan and I will respond right away. That's dated August 15th, 2010. So that's, what, 4.5 years ago? Let me see if I can figure this out. There we go. It's Sunday, March 6th, I think. I've got my Frank's Diner t-shirt on. This is one of our favorite places for you and I to go. And I thought I would do a selfie and just spend a little time with you, because I can't do the other thing, the texting and all that. So anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is I've been getting car magazines now. I usually didn't do that before. That's a new one. And I wanted to show this to you. That's looks like one of your, the reason I was thinking of it, it looks like one of your cars on your video game. That's a Lamborghini. I'm not sure what the model name is. I'm not really a Lamborghini guy. But this guy was in the cover story. And that's his Lamborghini. Look at the wheels on that. Those are custom wheels. Those are not Italian. That's some kind of American stuff going on. You can see he's got a really cool paint job. And also, he also owns this Ferrari Spider. And look at that. Look at the yellow on the wheels. And that, to me, looks like a car that is a straight imitation of something that you would see on one of your video games. It actually looks pretty cool. I guess I'm also a little biased because we have a Spider, don't we? Plus the guy's wearing his yellow watch, if you can see that. to kind of make the whole matching thing. He's an entrepreneur and a painter, a business guy. He's done pretty well. So I keep some of these car magazines around. The Spider's being worked on by the race crew this winter. It's not back yet. I was thinking about going up and getting it probably Good Friday, somewhere around there, before the season starts. But anyway, welcome to the Dad channel. Welcome. Well, this is the first broadcast. I don't know how long. We'd have to communicate this way, but I thought I'd give it a try. Also to visit you from your room here, which hasn't changed. I also wanted to mention too that when you're in class on Friday, which is March 14th, 3:14, or 3.14, it's you can raise your hand on Friday in math class and remind the teacher that it is National Pie Day. P-I. 3.14, get it? So I thought I'd share that with you. I saw that on CBS Sunday Morning this morning. But anyway, hope you can see me all right. This is the first time I've ever done this. I did want to just talk with you about a couple things. Perhaps start with stuff that might be a little more serious, I guess, and then move to something that's lighter and funner, and make an offer of a gift to you. But I guess on the more serious side, honey, I just want to tell you that I love you very much. And as you know, I think you know this in your heart, you're one of the most important people on the planet to me. I miss you every day. I miss you every hour. I miss you every minute. I miss you every second. You're a deep part of me, and I always want to be a deep part of you, and I miss you terribly. Not having contact and not being able to talk together or just shoot the breeze is very, very difficult for me because I love you so much. So I want you to know that. I think about you all the time. And I did want to say too, hon, that it is completely normal for you to, as you're growing up as a young man, experiencing some turbulence and some adjustments to life and different topics and different situations, and trying to understand your own identity in relationship to your parents, your dad specifically. And I know that you've done such a great job for so long, honey, being so balanced and so walking back and forth between two households, and you've just done an amazing job and shown a tremendous amount of maturity, and I really I knew that at some point things were probably going to get a little messy, because you might feel on some level that there's kind of a divided self within you, and also how to define yourself in relationship to your dad. I think when I was about 13 or 14, when I was living with my mom, my situation was a little bit different, I think, because my parents just openly said just awful, terrible things about one another, and it was very difficult. And at some point, I said, well, I'm not going to spend time with my dad. And my mother, regardless of how she felt about him, said, well, that's all real interesting, David, but you're going to spend time with your dad because it's important. It's important to you, and it's important to you developing as a man, and your father's an important person in your life, and that's that. Well, it took me till I was probably about 30 years old before I could see that she was right on that issue, that the time that I spent with my father, especially then, was real important. And I do just want you to know that I understand that there's turbulence, and That's normal. It's not you're not abnormal for that. But I do want to say too, Hun, that um, I do want to say that it is a false conclusion to think that somehow because you're experiencing some of that turbulence, that that your time and with your dad somehow goes out the window. That isn't true. As a matter of fact, it's probably caused to actually maybe get closer, spend more time together. So I wanted to say that. I still am kind of at a loss. I should also say this to you, because you can always rely on me for honesty. I'm going to be directly honest with you no matter what. And I know that sometimes you'll like that and sometimes you probably won't. But I do want to be honest with you about something that, we haven't talked since Thanksgiving. And that's a long time. But during that time, I felt like we had the best relationship that we've ever had, actually, over the last 6 months before that. Getting along really well, communicating well. I was trying to help as best I could, with you to get adjusted to school and help with things about your classes and your assignments and kind of help you be accountable to things, which is important. And I think you remember, too, that I have been over time, giving you more freedom, more latitude, to communicate less, to spend time away, to not get together, on the weekends sometimes, or, we drop Tuesdays and all that stuff. And I'd always expressed to you, and you remember this, that I think it's important for you to get more space and more independence, and also to earn it, through being responsible and tracking with keeping up on your responsibilities, and it's always been that way. So the week before Thanksgiving, when we had spent some time together that weekend, we had agreed that we weren't going to talk for four or 5 days, which was a long stretch of time, but that we would talk over Thanksgiving. And so when I called the first time, I don't know what was wrong. I don't know what you were thinking or what was happening in your heart, but you were rude to me, very rude, on the phone, and I didn't know what was wrong. I asked you a few times what it was, and there was no explanation for it. So I signed off and said, well, I'll try again tomorrow. And when I called you the next day, the same thing was happening. From my perspective, I still don't understand what happened. I still don't understand what was going on in your heart, because it was out of character for you, and it was something that we'd already talked about and already agreed to. So I do want to say also, honey, that I am 100% open to, if you feel that I've done something or carried myself in a way that's wrong. I've always said, and I'll say it again, that I'm 100% open to listening, and to if there's something you feel I need to be called out on, then I'm all for that. I want to have a good, honest, clear relationship with you for the rest of my time on Earth. So I'm open to listening to whatever you think it is that you might need to express to me. I still don't understand what brought about the mood that day, and yeah, I started to call you on your attitude. I did. And I still don't understand what any of that is about. But I'm open to understanding it, and I'm not beyond criticism, Max. I'm not perfect. I do the best I can, and if I've done something wrong, then I can assure you I'll accept responsibility for it. You recall 5 or 6 years ago that I, on my own, developed an agreement and asked Tammy to help, that said specifically that there would be nothing negative expressed about ex-spouses or anything like that. And we signed it in front of you children. And I said to you then, and I'll say to you again, if you feel like I've stepped outside of that commitment, then you're free to call me on it. I still don't understand what happened, but I'm open to talking about it whenever you are. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to say, hon, is because I got a couple calls from the school. I've been kind of tracking what's going on, with schoolwork and stuff, and I just want to make this offer to you. You remember that sometimes you and I would just take off. We'd just get out of here. We'd get a hotel somewhere in the city with a big swimming pool, and we'd just get the hell out of here. We'd have find a good place to eat some burgers or, hot dogs, or diners and drive-ins, restaurants, and watch some movies and go to the pool and do nothing. So my offer to you is this, that if you want to just get out and get some space, get some air, we can just take off for a day or two, whatever. Find a nice hotel somewhere. We can go in the city. We can go to Milwaukee. I don't care. Some place that has a big pool, and some place where we can just hang out. And we don't have to talk about anything. We don't have to talk about the past. We don't have to talk about the future. We don't have to talk about school. We don't have to talk about anything. We can go to Frank's Diner and have breakfast and just blow. I can get a few extra bucks and put it in my pocket, and you and I can get out of here. So that's my offer to you, hon. And again, we don't have to talk about one damn thing as far as I'm concerned. If you just want to blow out for a while and get out of Dodge, as they used to say on the old westerns, get out of Dodge City, that's my offer to you. So anyway, thanks for watching the Dad Channel. I love you very much, Max. Every day, every moment I think about you. You're always a part of my heart. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you.